Widespread heavy rainfall leading to major flooding through parts of the Hunter and the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And we can see what's been driving that over the last 12 hours. We've seen persistent heavy rainfall coming onto the coast between Newcastle and Port Macquarie, particularly around the Taree area where we've seen heavy falls. And in the last few hours, you can see that focus is shifting slightly north and slightly inland as well. But in the 24 hours to 9 o'clock this morning, we saw widespread falls of 100 to 200 millimetres. And I want to point you to some of these these purple dots here. That shows Taree had 279 millimetres in the 24 hours to 9 o'clock this morning, and Port Macquarie had 239 millimetres. While we also had widespread falls extend well inland as well, and that's what's caused our major flooding. Now, looking at some of our warnings in that area where the heaviest rainfall was overnight, you can see numerous major flood warnings are current. Now, that does include major flooding on the Mannings River, the Gloucester River, as well as the Williams River and the Patterson River. We saw major flooding this morning around Dungog, and we're also experiencing major flooding around the Gloucester area as well. And further rainfall is likely to lead to renewed river level rises in these areas, particularly as the focus of the rainfall shifts further north. And because of that, we do have a severe weather warning current, and that extends from Coffs Harbour all the way down to around Forster and extends well inland as well. What that means is if you live in this yellow highlighted area, we're likely to see heavy to locally intense rainfall today and into tonight that could lead to further flash and riverine flooding and rapid rises on our rivers, creeks and streams that are already saturated. So please, if you live in this area or know someone that does, make sure you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via the Bureau's website and app, and listen to advice from emergency services. But let's have a look at how that's going to play out through the next couple of days. Firstly, you can see this continuous band of rainfall extending through much of the mid-north coast and northern parts of the Hunter through today, into tonight and into the early hours on Wednesday. And then we'll see a bit of a jump towards the north through Wednesday, with that rain moving up towards the Grafton area and the focus of the heaviest falls around the Port Macquarie to Coffs Harbour region. Then as we move through Wednesday night and Thursday, it might shift south again as we get through Thursday night, back towards the Sydney and Newcastle area. But note, the next 48 hours, we're going to see continuous rainfall, particularly between Coffs Harbour, through Port Macquarie, Taree, down through Forster and into Newcastle. We're finally not easing until we get into Friday. So what does that mean in terms of total rainfall? We're likely to see widespread 50 to 150 millimetres on top of what's already fallen. And notice some of these black areas here, that's indicating falls in excess of 150 millimetres, and that's going to lead to further river, creek and stream rises in this area. So the focus of the heaviest falls are around the mid-north coast and the Hunter region. But note, as we get into Thursday and Friday, we could see some of that rainfall extending well inland. Some welcome news for those really needing rain further inland, but another wet few days on the way, particularly through central and southern coastal areas. So to reiterate, severe weather warnings are current for heavy rainfall between Coffs Harbour and Forster and extending inland, as this yellow area is likely to see further heavy rainfall in the coming 12, 24 and 36 hours. And numerous minor, moderate and major flood warnings are also current in these regions. So if you live on these rivers, creeks and streams, or know someone that does, it is vital that you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and listen to all advice from emergency services.